Hello and welcome to the CSR Crossroads. This is a show where we discuss the importance of corporate social responsibility in today's business world. I am Uday Shankar, your host for the day. Today we'll explore different aspects of CSR and how it impacts our lives. Let's take a look at some remarkable CSR projects in India. So please, Dr. T.K. Ramesh ji, why don't you actually help us with your brief introduction?
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. I completed my doctoral work from IIT Bombay in 87, 1987, and from 87 to 92 I worked in various institutions and universities, both India and abroad.
Okay.
And from 92 onwards I lived with TCS for 30 years. TCS has been integral part of my life. I worked in various roles in various countries. So I retired last year, superannuated last year, and I took some time to understand what I should be doing post-retirement. But one thing I was very clear was that I will not be working for money. I should be giving back to the society. So thanks to my sister, and then I got to know through her about Venuji and his organization. I established the contacts, and then since January I started participating.
Now let's go back and hear about Ekalavya Foundation because it has been very closely working with tribals is what we know, but more information about it would actually help us understand about what exactly Ekalavya has been doing.
The founder of Ekalavya Foundation, Mr. Venugopal Reddy, after his pracharak work from Rashtriya Sevak Sangh, if you like to mention, I can mention
Please,
that.
go ahead.
Okay.
Feel free to mention.
If not, I can nome it also.
No,
That's,
no, you can feel free to mention that.
so, with the permission of the Sangh, then he started his own NGO
Okay.
those days, and he had a passion to serve the tribal community, especially in the remotest part of the country. So initially, to start with his activities in Adilabad region, he's taken up various projects through NABARD with the help of NABARD,
Okay.
and he's developed with his team members various contact in the rural folks and for the community development as a whole. And he has come out with different kinds of sustainable interventions.
Okay.
And slowly it evolved, that's the reason now today we can see so many verticals out here, from basic agriculture to domain to education domain. And basic things is first awareness building, and with the community development they have a lot of farmers club, women club, and all. Through that they generate so that it becomes sustainable, and people in the local remotest areas can take up those responsibilities and directly go ahead, without the help of any kind of NGOs. That's how we developed.
Self-sustainable.
Yeah,
Excellent.
make them self-sustainable.
Very nice, sir. Thank you so much for explaining about Ekalavya, what it has been doing so far. So now let us hear from Dr. T.K. Ramesh ji about what are the recent initiatives that you've been working on and what is the impact that you've created. So
Venuji has conceptualized this service in an integrated fashion. When to look at this, when we have to develop a village as a whole, so it's not just one intervention. So he looked at almost like half a dozen interventions. One is the major aspect of it is in terms of how do we manage the natural resources that they have, the limited resources that they have, then that has to be optimized. Number one. Second part of it is in terms of looking at the financial viability. How do we improve their financial income generation?
okay.
Third aspect of it is in terms of education. Fourth is in terms of looking at their health and other aspects of. So through these combinations, we have been able to work with almost about 500 villages across the states, both Andhra and Telangana, in these initiatives. Primarily, I would say natural resource management has been the core and the major focus area for Ekalavya Foundation.
Excellent. Great to hear that from you, sir. So going back to Mihir ji, what is that you look, because nowadays CSS has caught up greatly, all the corporations, individuals are talking about it. What do you see is the way that individuals like me or from corporations can come join hands with you, the Ekalavya Foundation, and contribute towards this great impactful journey?
From the CSR side,
CSS side. So, as an individual, if I want to contribute, or if as a corporation I want to contribute, what is that the way I can join hands with you, with Ekalavya?
We generally follow a very simple approach, you know. So suppose we take up a remote area and find out their basic needs and what are the possibilities. And we take up a kind of project, you know, and we make a kind of concept note kind of things. What are the things feasible? What are the components available? How well it can be developed and improved? And we make a kind of picture about it, and we present it before the CSR initiatives. A lot of companies are interested for, especially in the proximity of those companies, you know, because they generally want to work in the 50 to 100 kilometers within the range and all, and we offer them in various areas. And also in that, suppose they select one or two areas and all, they can come forward and contribute, I mean, their sponsorship and all. And then we develop the detailed project report wherein all the components are taken into account and it has been highlighted. With the approval of that, once it gets through, then we get along with the companies or the donors who offer us the CSR opportunity.
That's very nicely put up, sir. So I see it as two ways. One, either I can come as a volunteer and contribute, join the journey, what you've been doing, or as a corporation, I can come and give some sponsorship to it. If I don't have a bandwidth to do so, to work with you, I can as well contribute towards some project. This is what I understand. Yeah.
Just to add to Meherji's thing, certainly financial aspect plays an important role. That comes from the CSR. The mind share is an important concept. That comes from the individual.
Right.
So we need a lot of individual who, especially people who have specialized in these domains. So we want them to join those initiatives and help us merge, converge the finance into making the effective use of the financial sponsorship that we have got.
Okay. How do you see Ekalavya Foundation in next 5 years from now on? What is that you see Ekalavya Foundation working on, creating an impact on, and what is your target, approximate, some tentative numbers that you have in mind?
Unfortunately, Uday, Manangam, we don't have that 5 years later vision. But however, one of the areas that I want to definitely make an impact is, if you look at this, the district that primarily we work in, Adilabad, Asifabad, and I'm sure being from an IT background, you would know that the digital awareness, I mean not the UPI payment, in terms of the programming concepts and the skills that come from these two districts is minimal.
Okay.
So that's the area that we wanted to penetrate into and increase the digital awareness in these districts, and we should be able to tap big number of resources from these two districts in the next 5 years. So we should be getting like top companies like Google and all should be going to Adilabad and Asifabad for recruitment.
Excellent. So I think, guys, we have heard about what Ekalavya Foundation has been working on and what ways we can join Ekalavya Foundation for all the novel and noble works that they're taking up. So it's time, I think, let's connect with them and also try contributing to this through tribal workforce or any other individuals who are stationed in the two states of Telangana, so two Telugu states. Thank you so much for joining in.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.